Good morning, all of you. Today we shall do the next topic of affirmative and negative. We already done these four topics, that is to change from affirmative to negative. The first is, say, change the degree, then use to remove to, then we have completed as sooner, hardly, scarcely, and no sooner, only and none but. Now the next topic is nothing is equal to hardly anything, no is equal to hardly any, and no one is equal to hardly anyone. When we use no, nothing, or no one, the sentence is negative, and to make it affirmative, we have to use hardly anything, hardly any, or hardly anyone, depending on the word used in negation. No one knows to play. Here, no one is equal to hardly anyone. That is the same meaning but in affirmative. Hardly anyone knows to play. There is nothing left with me. Nothing is equal to hardly anything. So, there is hardly anything left. There is hardly anything left with me. There is nothing left me. There is hardly anything left with me. There was hardly anyone in the park means there was no one in the park. There was hardly anything in the kitchen. There was nothing in the kitchen. No birds were seen in the sky. Hardly any birds were seen in the sky. Now, this little and few also have a very tricky use as far as say, affirmative and negative is concerned. Little and few basically are used to show less amount or something that is less. Okay, little is used for countable, uncountable nouns, and few is used for countable nouns. Little is used for uncountable nouns, and few is used for countable nouns. Something that you can count 1, 2, 3, 4. For that you have to use few, and something that you cannot count, say sugar, then water, in that case say you have to use little. Now, apart from the sentences given over here, say there was little water in the jug, means there wasn't much water in the jug. So little is equal to not much, that will make it negative. There were few boys in the class. Here few is equal to boys you can count, it's a countable noun. So there weren't many boys in the class. Apart from this affirmative and negative use of little and few, little, a little and the little, few, a few and the few also have a different usage as far as language functions are concerned. For example, say if I say there is little water in the jug, what does it really mean? It means that it isn't enough for something. Little has a negative sense. There was little water in the jug means it wasn't enough for us to drink or for any other purpose. But if I say there was a little water in the jug, what does it mean? That there was a little means though it was little, it was enough for something. So, suppose the sentence that followed in the jug, we could not drink it. There was a little water in the jug. Two of us could drink it because it was enough for two of us. But if you want to say something about all that little water that was there in the jug, you will have to say the little water in the, then the sentence that would follow was there the little water in the jug was dirty. If you want to talk about all that is there, though it may be little, then you have to use the little. Say for few, there were few boys in the class. The sentence has a negative sense that the boys did something that we wanted to do. The sentence that should follow would be there were few boys in the class conducted. But say there were 8 boys in the class. It has an affirmative positive sense. In that case, the sentence that should follow would be, there were a few boys in the class. The students could be given some work, or the students could be engaged in something. That is an affirmative sense, that to engage them in some work or to give some assignment, there were enough boys. But if I say the few boys in the class are not interested in any work, then that little, or say few boys that are there, they are not, all of them are not interested. In that case, I will have to say the few boys in the class are not interested in studies. So that's about little a, little the, little, few a, few, and the few. Besides that, it also has an affirmative and negative. Little is equal to not much and few is equal to not many. Now this is a very simple topic, but most of the time we skip this, and it's not frequently used. So lest is equal to so that plus not in the other part of the sentence. So when lest is given, that is can be changed into a negative sentence using so that plus not. Work hard lest you might fail. Work hard so that you might not fail. Here let us check that work hard remains as it is. Instead of lest, we have used so that, and after that the verb is might fail, and we have to make it negative, so plus not. So work hard so that you might not fail. Keep quiet lest you might be punished. Keep quiet so that you might not be punished. Use umbrella lest you might get wet. Use umbrella so that you might not get wet. Eat regularly lest you might fall ill. Eat regularly so that you might not fall ill. Run fast lest you might reach late. Run fast so that you might not reach late. Drive fast lest you might miss the show. Drive fast so that you might not miss the show. Now this one more topic will do, that is if, and if plus not is equal to unless. This is a very important topic. Many of the times, say, transformation sentences are asked based on the rule of if plus not is equal to unless. That's a conditional clause, adverb clause of condition. If you do not run fast, you will be late. Now we are in the first part of the sentence. If and not both are given. If plus do not is equal to if not. In place of that, you have to use unless, and it becomes an affirmative sentence. Unless you run fast, you will be late. Here again, if plus not is a sentence with that is negative, and the sentence with unless is affirmative. If you do not run fast, you will be late. Unless you run fast, you will be late. If you work hard. Now here there is a difference in the first and the between the first and the second sentence. If you work hard, here negative or negation with do not or no is not given. That means a sentence with if is an affirmative sentence. If you work hard, you will pass. The rule says that if plus not is equal to unless. Now here only if is given, not is not given. In that case, you will have to add not. And where will you add not? Unless you work hard. In place of if you put unless, then on the other side of the sentence you have to put not. Unless you work hard, you will not pass. Now you have to keep in mind that unless, when you use in place of if, not cannot be used on the same side. Means unless you don't work hard is wrong, because unless is never followed by negation, because unless itself has a negation. Unless is equal to if plus not. So negation has to be put on the in the other part of the sentence, that is the other clause. If you do not keep quiet, you will be punished. Here if plus do not both are given, so straight away you have to do nothing else in the sentence but put unless. Unless you keep quiet, you will be punished. If you study, you will succeed. Here again, be cautious. Only if is given, not is not given. So in that case, as we talked earlier, that if is equal to unless plus not in the other part of the sentence. So unless you study, you will not succeed. Will not succeed is equal to won't succeed. You can also write will not succeed. If you play, you will not pass. Maybe that is the time of exam, and during the exam if you are playing, maybe for a student who has not studied throughout the year, for such kind of a childish sentences, if you play you will not pass. Otherwise this doesn't go logical that students do play and get very good result also. Now if you play you will not pass. Now if and not both are given in this sentence, so both have to be removed and you have to use unless in place of it. Unless you play, you will pass. It means if you do not play, unless you play, if you play will become unless you play, and not from the other part as it is given, you have to remove it, you will pass. Okay, so let us either or neither nor and the other topics we will do in the next session. Thank you.